It sounds like you want to project more, aka you want to be louder and more powerful and just be heard better. Now, not gonna lie, I kind of have a problem with that whole term projecting more because it comes with a lot of issues. So today in this video, we're going to look at why projecting more is a problematic term, what to do instead, and some exercises, or actually just one exercise, to help you project more. Hey singers, it's Lara Chapman, the founder of Voxtape Studios, an online studio where we help singers transform into artists by helping them work on their vocal skills, techniques, and artistry. Projecting more. Why is that a problematic term? Well, if I ask you to project more, what do you do? What do you change? I'm really asking, like, what do you change when someone tells you to project more, or when you are telling yourself to project more? Most likely what happens, what I've seen in myself and what I've seen in a ton of other singers as well, is when we are told to project more, we just work harder. We push harder, we're pushing for more volume, we might even be squeezing our abs to get those notes out more powerfully. And yeah, that is problematic. And it's not a very good thing, because eventually if you really start pushing, it'll just turn into shouting or yelling on pitch rather than singing. The goal with projecting more usually is to be louder and to be more resonant. But what happens is when we project more is we just add more tension to our singing, which makes singing feel harder and more exhausting, so you can't go for as long, and your tone completely changes into something that's like shouty and yelly and not really what we want to sound like. So that is why I don't like to use the term projecting more. I will never ask a student to project more, even if I want them to be quote unquote louder. What we look at is resonance. Resonance is what makes the volume and also the tone of your sound. The bigger the space for your sound to reverberate in, the louder the sound is that's coming out of your mouth. So instead of just pushing harder to project, we are going to find a place that is more resonant in your voice. Depending on how we adjust all of these different resonators, the tone and the volume changes that's coming out. So today I have an exercise for you to practice separating all these different resonators so that you can see how it changes your tone and your volume. For today's exercise, I have the song Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid. Part of your world. Now here we have a big space in your pharynx. We're dropping the larynx, and we're lifting the soft palate in the back. Part of your world. And it really enlarges your pharynx, giving you that more really well-rounded sound, almost a little bit classical sound. And it gives you a lot of volume without trying hard at all. That up here, as you can probably tell, is your nasal cavity. Up here, it sounds super nasal. If we send all the sound up into the nose, it sounds like this. Part of your world, right? It's like super annoying, super nasally. But can you hear how bright it makes everything? Because the space in the pharynx is much smaller, the mouth is not being used very much, and it's mostly just the nasal cavity, which is a super small passage. So sound nasally and really quite bright. Part of your world. Now here, that is your oral cavity and your pharynx and a little bit of your nasal cavity all combined to give you what we would probably call the most desirable sound in this situation. It's not like this, and it's also not like this. It is somewhere in the middle. If you're enlarging the space in your mouth and you're making the space in your pharynx, your throat, bigger, then you're gonna get more resonance. You're gonna get louder. Then you just need to figure out how you need to adjust your vocal tract so that you're also getting the tone that you're looking for as well, okay? But that's basically resonance in a very simplified and a very short version, okay? So now, let's actually go ahead and do this exercise together. Part of your world. Alrighty, how did it go with making all of these crazy sounds? I know this is maybe not the prettiest exercise that I have created, but it can really be helpful to feel how, your tone changes, how your vocal tract changes, so that, you can start to understand your instrument a little bit better. This exercise and many more like it are part of my brand new online course, The Effortless Singer. In it, we will dig much deeper into resonance, as this course is specifically designed for singers who are working too hard, singers who are pushing too hard, singers who get tired quickly when they sing. After 3 songs, you're like, oh, I'm getting tired already. I need to take a break, right? We want to increase your stamina. Maybe you're cracking all over the place. You're either screaming or like you're really shouty, or you're then flipping into your head voice. This is exactly, if this is happening to you, this is exactly who this course was made for, to help you feel more at ease when you are singing, so that you can focus on the storytelling and the emotion of the song and your artistry, so you can express with freedom and just release all of this strain. You don't have to focus on how tight it feels in your throat. So if that is you, if you are working way too hard and you want to make singing feel much more effortless, then come and join me inside the Effortless Singer course. You can learn more about this course and its smaller sister mini course that gives you kind of like an insight into what the bigger course is all about through the links below this video. Check out these videos next for some more vocal exercises, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you did indeed enjoy this exercise. Thank you so much for singing with me, and I'll see you in the next one.